Okay, so I'm going to go over managing questionnaires and creating a questionnaire and what a questionnaire is. So from your dashboard, you just simply click on Manage Questionnaires. And so from here, we integrate with Hoppa at hoppa.io for building and creating your questionnaires, and then you can actually just define the integration piece on Harmony Legal. So first we're just going to define a questionnaire. I'm going to do a kind of simple one here. So if you're not already logged in, you'll just have a screen that looks like this. If you don't have an account, enter an email and password that's unique and just log in. You'll get a screen like this, and we'll create a new pond. We'll do this as health and admissibility. You can optionally invite some people if you want to, or just leave it like this. And I already have one health and admissibility in here, so we're going to start here and just create a new, we call them lilies, Hoppa, and we're just going to kind of go off the same language that Hoppa uses, so we know what we're talking about. So this is kind of the entry node for the decision tree. And so it's basically, decision trees are just question and answers, and kind of drilling down to some result set. So we'll just kind of take a contrived example here. So this is our health and admissibility questionnaire. So we're just going to give a title as so we ask a question, has the applicant been vaccinated against vaccine-preventable diseases? Optionally, you can give the user some additional information on what this question actually means, and that'll show up. And just click the checkbox here, and see that's created. So now we want to create the responses. So we're just going to create a new lily here, and these are just going to be simple yes or no responses. So inside of the lily that you want to make the response for, just click the plus button here, click on New Lily, and then that'll give you your ability to create the responses. So then from here, you assume that a user is going to select one of these. So we'll do one for no, so they haven't been vaccinated. So we're going to create a new question, or in this case it's going to be the final result. That's going to be denied. So if they haven't been vaccinated, nothing goes further. Again, this is just a very contrived example for us to play around with and show how this works. So assume they select yes. Create a new lily here. Create a language. Again, you can put additional information if you need to. We're going to do our simple yes and no answers again here. So from here, maybe the final result is denied again. And they select, let's say they select no, perhaps. And we go to a question of, has ever used drugs? Again, yes or no, and eventually we're drilling down to some kind of conclusion here. So this is a simple example. Again, we're just talking about how to integrate with Hoppa, so we're not going to go into actually all the nuances of Hoppa at this point in this video. There will be additional videos for that in the future, such as linking lilies. For example, this denied shows up twice here. Instead of having it show up twice or typing it in twice, you can actually link like linked to another lily. So you only have to do it once, and it's the same result at the end. So once we have this defined, we're going to just copy our main address of, as Hoppa calls it, the pond. So another way to do that would be, so not the lily portion, but just the pond, and then the title of the pond. So this URL up at the top. And then we'll go back over into Harmony Legal, and we're going to give this a name. So we could rename this. So for consistency, we're going to use the same name that we used over in Hoppa, but perhaps you want to have this questionnaire duplicated on Harmony Legal with different names for different purposes. So you can do that. So then we're going to put in the URL that we copied. So this is it here. And then we're going to say, where do we want this questionnaire to actually show up? And so our choices are when there's a new client. So if you select new client, it's actually going to show for every client. And so that's going to show over in the client questionnaires. You can choose a new case. So that will essentially be like every case will get this questionnaire attached to it for you guys to fill out. Or you can optionally select specific case types. So perhaps the health and admissibility questionnaire only applies to a case type of immigration. And so if you had a case type defined as immigration, then you could just select it there. So right now we're just going to select new case, and we'll create this. So now our questionnaire is selected over here. We'll create a new client. Just give it my name. Middle name there, we'll go next. We're going to create a new case. And we'll say this is an immigration case. And if we had a particular case type, well, let's see. So we can select our case type, create this. We don't have that yet. Okay, so this is the questionnaire right here. And so that's attached to our case now, because obviously over here, well, in the questionnaires, we had to find this as for new cases. So this is here. So now we can start that, and you can see it's going to pull that information in. Has the applicant vaccinated against vaccine-preventable diseases? We'll say yes. Go to the next one. Has the applicant ever harmed someone as a result of a mental illness? No. Has the applicant ever used drugs? And so that was kind of where we finished off. So that's going to be the end of this. Obviously, you could just continue down until you get to some final result. So here we're going to click Finish, and that's going to be completed. And so now we can actually click on this and see the questions and answers as this client answered them over the phone. And so that is how you integrate questionnaires.